Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first ever MetroTex Association of Realtors virtual installation and award ceremony. On the bottom of your screen, you will find the tech support chat feature. Should you have any issues with your audio or video or any other technical questions, please pop your question into the tech support chat and a live member of our support team will be happy to assist. As you watch from your homes, offices, or on your phone while you pound out laps on the treadmill, we ask you to please stand or remain standing for both the U.S. and Texas pledges of allegiance delivered by Hadley Jordan, Harper Jordan, Hunter Jordan, and Maddie Mae O'Donnell.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic of which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to the Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Please welcome Mr. Larry James, President and CEO of City Square, for our invocation and inspiration.
Hello, my name is Larry James, and I serve as Chief Executive Officer at City Square. Thanks for including me in your big event. I've long admired your organization and its extremely professional members. So thanks for including me. This year, as hard as it is to believe, City Square celebrates its 32nd anniversary here in Dallas. As many of you know, because you've been supporters, City Square's mission involves us in fighting the causes and effects of poverty through direct service, advocacy, and friendship. We work in 4 broad areas: hunger, health, housing, and hope. And we engage through numerous initiatives, including things like our food distribution center on Malcolm X. Tens of thousands of families and millions of pounds of groceries will be connected throughout this year and next. We are working hard to help families with nutrition and with the economic boost that access to free groceries provides. It's amazing to watch our volunteers, both those who use the food distribution center and those who don't, team up with our staff to have great results when it comes to alleviating hunger and eliminating the food desert that is part of the South Dallas Fair Park experience. We also work in community-based health. We've had a health center since 1990. In 1997, we formalized our relationship with the Better Healthcare System, now Better Scott and White. And we have a full-service community health center on Al Lipscomb Way, right near the gate of Fair Park. It's a great center. You should drop by sometime and take a look at it. We're doing really first-class health care with those patients who make us their medical home. We also fulfill our mission through the development of affordable and workforce housing, as well as permanent supportive housing for formerly homeless persons who come to us. All in all, City Square and City Square Housing have developed over 1,000 units of housing in our own portfolio. And then we extend hope in so many different ways through employment training, employment placement, financial coaching, legal representation, and much, much more. We're staying busy thanks to your help. 2020, to kind of put a pin in it, as I'm sure you've noticed, has turned out to be something very different. We've had to pivot to do our work. For example, we've turned our well-organized grocery distribution center at 1610 Malcolm X into a drive-through grocery experience. As a result of that, we've increased our efficiency and our distribution by 4-fold to people who need our services. 40% of the people who come to us now have never been to a food pantry or a food center like ours ever before. Because of the impact on the economy of COVID-19, because of reduced income to households, and in many cases, the reduction of income to households to zero, our center has become a very popular place to drive through and have at least a significant part of one's grocery needs taken care of. Our homeless outreach team is another example of how we've responded during this pivot year. Their heroic efforts in our little Winnebago type van that goes out under the bridges and does homeless outreach on the streets has resulted in over 100 individuals being placed in permanent supportive housing during 2020 of all years. And by shifting resources and raising more resources from groups like yours, we've been able to work with over 500 families who are in danger of being evicted because of the pandemic's impact on our economy, on their jobs, and on the fact that many people have lost their employment. And so our work has been uninterrupted, but very disrupted, and it's been a challenge with some measurable high-impact success to report. It's been true of our mission that people, our neighbors, come first. And we've been true to that mission and to that commitment. We've done lots of direct service, more this year than ever before. We've given a lot of attention to public policy through our Urban Engagement Book Club that continues on a monthly basis, looking at the various dimensions and challenges and difficulties of working in the area of poverty alleviation and economic development for low-income families. We've engaged in learning more about what's really going on in Dallas when it comes to criminal justice or housing or banking or many, many other aspects of life in Dallas from a policy standpoint. You may have seen, if you haven't, you should certainly go to YouTube and find it, or go to WFAA Channel 8's website and find David Stetcher's report on banks in Dallas who still redline against the southern sector. We're going to be involved in conversations about that because that's important to us. And you can help us because you see that firsthand every day, I would expect. But we're also, in addition to direct service and advocacy, we're also taking very seriously our commitment to friendship. Let me tell you a short story as I close about Terry Welch, my friend. Terry was 13 years homeless on the streets of Dallas when we first met 4 years ago, I expect, maybe 5. For the last 2 years, he's been living in housing that we've provided. He secured a job, has been deliriously happy, but he called me last week to tell me, Larry, I got my teeth. Thanks to Agape Clinic at Grace United Methodist Church, Terry was in the queue to be fitted with false teeth. And he'd grown a gigantic beard to cover up his mouth so he wouldn't have to smile, or when he did smile, people couldn't really discern that he didn't have any teeth. Well, he got his teeth last week, and I don't think I've seen a grown man that happy ever before. That's the essence of our value system here at City Square. That's what we're attempting to do every day, to dignify, to elevate, and to celebrate the victories people have as they move on for a better life. We need your help. We need funding. We need volunteers. We need conversation partners who could help us understand what housing is really like in Dallas right now and what needs to change. We'd like to enter into a partnership to help make sure the change that happens and that is coming is the kind of change we really need in our city. So here's my blessing for you. Continue to do your very important work of helping people find home. Helping people find home. And may God bless you in your every attempt to do just that. Amen.
And now welcome to your screen, the CEO of the MetroTex Association of Realtors, Ms. Janet Kane.
We want to thank Larry James for the inspiration he's provided us this afternoon. It is with great pleasure that MetroTex designated City Square as a beneficiary of this event this year. MetroTex has done volunteer work over the years at City Square and had Larry speak at several of our events. They truly serve neighbors in their greatest time of need, and we've been honored to fight poverty beside City Square. If you'd like to donate to this worthy charity, those of you on the virtual tables platform can use the donate button at the top of the screen or visit citysquare.org. To say that 2020 has been a strange year would obviously be an understatement. While we would love to be able to have this event in person, we all felt that for the safety of our members and their staff and their families is paramount. I think we've put together a very entertaining event for you and hope that you enjoy it as we bring in the new officers, directors, and honor our 4 award winners. Today is about celebrating the dedicated countless hours to MetroTex, the community, and to the real estate industry that these leaders have provided. As you know, this event would not be possible without some wonderful support of our advertisers. At this time, we want to thank our premier advertisers. Would our friends from the following premier and media advertisers please stand or wave, or at least take your feet off the coffee table? The Dallas Morning News, Beazer Homes, Bloomfield Home, Republic Title, Truist, and Caliber Home Loans. Again, thanks to all of you for joining us for this afternoon's event. It is now my extreme pleasure to introduce our Master of Ceremonies, former MetroTex Government Affairs Director and current CEO of the Marion Association of Realtors, Mr. Romeo Arrieta. Romeo has traveled clear from California to be with us today, and we're so excited and honored to have you with us. Welcome, Romeo.
It's an honor to be here with you today installing the MetroTex officers and directors, especially so to install Bill Jordan as your 2021 MetroTex Association of Realtors President. I wish I could see you all in person, but we've tried to put together a program that you'll enjoy watching from your sofa or man cave. For those of you joining us on the custom platform this evening, we hope you're utilizing the chat feature to the right of your screen. Within this chat, you're able to communicate with all of the other guests, so please say hello and feel free to interact with them throughout the program. MetroTex is also in on the chat should you have any questions for the organization. Don't forget about the donation link at the top of the screen above me. If at any point you're moved to add your support to City Square, you can do so there. It will take you to their online form where you can make a direct donation. I remember my time at MetroTex fondly, and I would like to take this opportunity to thank the dedicated volunteers and staff of this association for working to advance the association and to help make homeownership a reality for many North Texans. Your unwavering dedication to increasing professionalism and continuing to strive for industry excellence is an inspiration to me and to many others. I know that many of you who are watching this play a role in the association, and for that, I thank you. I love that Bill's theme for 2021 is influence, 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 a take on the old adage about the 3 most important things in real estate. I've always believed that realtors have the ability to be the most impactful and influential members of any community. In addition to working out the details of the transaction, realtors work with people and understand the value of relationships. Whether it is with clients, vendors, city staff, or through your volunteer efforts around the community. People notice when you show that you care about them and their family beyond the bottom line. When you show up early and stay behind a little later than you need to, they notice. People respect when you do what you say you're going to do. Going the extra mile goes a long way. If a picture's worth 1,000 words, I've learned that a handwritten thank you note is worth more than 1,000 text messages. All of these small actions are the building block of trust and credibility. The way we communicate will undoubtedly change, but one thing that will never change is that people matter and relationships matter, and getting the small things right add up. There is no shortcut to influence. It's like constructing a large building. It takes planning, investment, and placing one stone at a time. This challenging year has taught me that it's even more important to maintain those relationships. You never know when reaching out to somebody will make their day. I've had the privilege of seeing the firsthand, behind the scenes work and sweat equity that these leaders have put in to get to where they are today, and it is my privilege to install them. Real estate is a relationship business. Realtors aren't just about homes. Realtors are about people, and a real estate association is only as strong as its members. Now, let's hear it for Larry James and Janet Kane and the kids who recited the pledges. They were great. Let's hear it for them. I think you can do better than that. Come on, let's really hear it. Now that's what I'm talking about. Heard that around the block. Now, before we get to our first set of presentations, we have a few awards that we don't have time to present during the program. They were honored backstage with the appropriate amount of pomp and circumstance and bluster. The 2020 On Again, Off Again Award goes to the agent who most often turned the ceiling fan on instead of the light switch at a showing. Breaking the previous MetroTex record with 38 confirmed spins, congratulations goes to Kendra Norwood with Remax Innovations. Our 2020 Form Factor Award winner is Adrainne Prince. Adrainne is so committed to making sure everyone in North Texas understands the information about brokerage services, she would hand it out in the aisle at Kroger. Unfortunately, authorities intervene. She shops at Tom Thumb. The winner of this year's Superstition Award is recognized for burying St. Joseph statues so far in the ground that she discovered oil. Planning her new real estate career in Bermuda is Tasha Penson with Keller Williams Realty. To start our afternoon of presentations off, please welcome Pat Evans from Keller Williams. She won last year's 2020 Community Service Ebby Halliday Award and will announce this year's winner.
Thank you. It was an honor to receive the Community Service Ebby Halliday Award last year and a pleasure to present the award this year. This award was created to recognize a realtor or affiliate who made a significant impact to the community. MetroTex named this award after the one person who defined what community service means and what commitment means to the real estate community, the late Ebby Halliday. We received some incredible applications for this award in 2020, and it made me very proud to be part of an organization that has so many people giving back to their communities. This year's finalists are Missy Berry, Berkshire Hathaway Home Services PenFed Realty; Sabrina Fernando, Berkshire Hathaway Home Services PenFed Realty; Drew Schubsta, Ebby Halliday Realtors. Congratulations to all three of you for your dedication and commitment in your communities. It is with great pleasure that I announce this year's winner of the Ebby Halliday MetroTex Community Service Award, Mr. Drew Schubsta, Ebby Halliday Realtors. Earlier, Drew spoke with Romeo. Listen in to learn a little about Drew and see how he found out he won.
Drew, nice to meet you. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Drew, how did you get into the real estate business?
Worked 9 years in the construction industry. Had a passion for construction and loved it, but it was on the commercial side, and I grew up on the residential side. It was just a different magnitude. And the amount of hours that I was working over there, I thought, I really want to be self-employed if I was going to put in that amount of hours. Wanted to work for myself.
You're up for the Ebby Halliday MetroTex Community Service Award. So Tell us about the cause that you support and the community service that you're involved with.
The big one, the main one, is Carry the Load. That's been our primary organization that we support, financially support. And
Tell us about your involvement with Carry the Load.
got involved back in mainly from the very first day we've been involved. I was at the lake, as we typically would be on a Memorial Day weekend, and my mom on a Sunday, I think, said, hey, look at what Stephen, Holly, and Clint Bruce are doing at White Rock Lake this year. They're running around White Rock for 20 hours. Didn't have a ton of involvement then, but I thought I'm going to go watch them cross the finish line. And so I did. And got there not but an hour or so early, and I see Stephen Holly's father, and I'm like, where's Stephen at? And oh, he's coming around the corner.
And Stephen Holly is one of the founders?
Co-founders, yes. Stephen and Clint were co-founders, yep. So at that time, Stephen came. He was running around with a 40-pound vest. And when he crossed the finish line, he passed me a picture, and he said, this is the first annual Carry the Load. And it was a picture of my brother on it. And the connection there, I went back home, and I said, Mom and Dad, that's what organization I'll support each and every year, Memorial Day. And family and friends, not only just us, have gotten involved. Just the powerful meaning of bringing the meaning of Memorial Day back is just, it's powerful, it's moving, and the amount of people they have helped through the years of not even only financially, which is important, but through the 20-hour event each year, it's just moving to see. And I've felt it before. The first few years, I'd walked with a 20-pound vest on nonstop and went 42 plus miles for the first few years. And Stephen says it best, physical pain equals emotional purge, and to see that every year and to feel it personally. And our connection here to North Texas, my brother was one of the first ones killed in combat. He was on a training mission off the coast of California in 2002. And at that time, Stephen and Clint and everybody, they were Navy SEALs, and Matt was one of the first friends even that they had lost, but one of the first servicemen and women here in North Texas lost. And so Matt was a big reason for Stephen to have a purpose and a connection to start Carry the Load. Being able to share that story with Carry the Load here in this area has been huge for our family and our friends and family.
Are there any other experiences that you're really proud of? Anything that just really makes you makes you be proud of the work that they do?
A couple years ago, Stephen was somewhere and he had heard a song play and something clicked to where he's like, we need to do a special year for Matt. And so 2 years ago, 2019, had a big documentary on kind of how Carry the Load was formed, and Matt was a big part of it. And so there was they went and showed the Naval Academy our experience as a family losing Matt. Had a picture of him on the bus driving from the West Coast all the way from Washington to Texas. And it was just moving for them to appreciate and share Matt's story, the Shubsta family story, with Carry the Load. Was another big thing that's been important to us. We're also proud financially. We get probably anywhere between $5,000 and $10,000 worth of donations a year with our team.
Drew, what would it mean to win this award?
Giving back's been important with not only Carry the Load, and I just think being raised in a family that I've been raised in. My father was a police officer. Mom was a teacher who gives back. daily, Meals on Wheels and church and things of that nature. 2 brothers served in the military. There would be another part of a hole in my heart filled. Being able to serve in a different way that I was, that I have not served growing up, as far as community, law enforcement, fire, serve this country in the military, teach, things of that nature. So I think that would be another portion of a hole in my heart filled.
It's very apparent to me that service is definitely a part of your story. Congratulations on being the recipient of the award. Drew, I'm telling you, congratulations.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you. Thank you.
Before we get to our next award, here are a few more honors we presented backstage. The 2020 MetroTex Hands-On Award goes to Alan Smith with Allie Beth Allman. Alan secured a multi-million-dollar listing by winning at rock, paper, scissors. Of course, his opponent for the listing, Johnny Moad, claimed he was cheating. The 2020 Poker Face Award goes to Anjanette Sells Jory from Fairway Mortgage, who showed the least amount of emotion when a first-time homebuyer forgot to bring identification to a closing. The MetroTex Party Song Award is next. To celebrate historically low interest rates, this agent became known in 2020 for his karaoke performance of Chubby Checker's How Low Can You Go? He's working on a version of Stay by Sugarland. Congratulations goes to Travis Lee Moore of Coldwell Banker Realty. The Angry Bird Award goes to Danny Hardiman of Blue Crown Properties for his reaction to the CDC announcing the eviction moratorium without considering property owners. And now to present the Affiliate of the Year David Fair Award. Please welcome last year's award winner, Keita Woods of Structured Foundation Repairs.
Thank you. I am so grateful to have received this award last year. Affiliate members are so vital to our success of the association. Each year, MetroTex recognizes an affiliate member who embodies the spirit of the Realtor community and exhibits professionalism and success in the area of real estate and the association activities. The award is named after David Fair, the first ever recipient of the Affiliate of the Year in 1982. David was a longtime friend to many of us and very important member of MetroTex. David's legacy within our association will continue with this award. This year's finalists are Clayton Bailey, Green Scene Home Inspection, Francie Bell, Fantastic Moves, Moving Company, Carol STRADTMAN, Independence Title. I applaud all 3 of you for the commitment you gave to MetroTex this year. I am proud to announce this year's winner of the Affiliate of the Year David Fair Award is Francie Bell, Fantastic Moves, Moving Company. Congratulations. Romeo spoke with Francie earlier before she found out that she won, and she shared a bit of her story as a MetroTex industry partner. You'll love her reaction when she finds out that she won. Take a look.
Francie, it's good to see you.
Great to see you.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you, thank you.
I've got a couple of questions for you.
Okay.
So, how did you first get involved with MetroTex?
I actually started going to the MLS meetings throughout the city. My company had been in business for 25 years, but I finally gotten to where I could get out and do some business development and start meeting people. So I went to, I think it was the Oaklawn MLS meeting.
I was going to say, you and I have interacted a couple times through TreePack, and so I wanted to thank you for all the times that you helped us move stuff for parties.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it's funny in our business, once people find out you have a big truck, you get to move lots of things for free. So all of the TreePack auction, White Party, Red Party, we help move all those items.
So tell me, do you have a favorite MetroTex moment?
Well, I'm very partial to leadership. because that's how I got involved. Because I went to that first Oaklawn, and
That's
apparently
the-
it was
the leadership program?
The leadership program.
Okay.
And that was my really whole introduction to MetroTex. Because I think I must have gone to some meetings when they were having their rush parties to get that, and I got accepted into Class 24.
Wow. What does it mean to be nominated for this award?
Well, I think it's huge. I mean, as an affiliate, there's tons of affiliates in the whole organization within MetroTex, and to be picked out and nominated, I'm honored, because I know there's quite a few out there.
How would you react if you found out that you won this award?
Really just completely honored. I mean, humbled. You know, I don't know, there's a lot of affiliates that have been around a lot longer than I have. So I don't know really what the criteria is. I just kind of try to do my little part to be involved and help wherever I can.
Well, Francie, congratulations on receiving this award.
Get out, really?
Yeah.
Wow, I had no idea. Well, thank you, and I'm honored that you're here to give this to me. I'm speechless. But,
it's mutual.
It completely caught me off guard. I was a nominee last year, and I just kind of assumed that I'd be a nominee this year. And thank you. Thank you to the selection committee.
What an honor. Before we get to our Realtor of the Year, we have a few more awards we gave out backstage before the ceremony. The 2020 Community Organizer Award is given to the agent who most successfully used the Nextdoor app to rally neighbors after letting 4 dogs out of a house. The agent who insists showing time and the MLS also said nothing about that potbelly pig is James Martin of Dave Perry Miller. Our special social distancing award for the agent who remained the safest distance from everybody in North Texas goes to Ed Eakin. Ed seems to spend all year in Mexico or Belize. The Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious Award for longest DocuSign password in history, designed to reward those who prioritize staying safe and secure online, goes to Lori Selecki, who has proof the government is watching her. And now, to present the Realtor of the Year Lois Hare Bernays Award, please welcome last year's winner, Taylor Walchick from Coldwell Banker Global Luxury.
I'm very grateful and honored to have received the Realtor of the Year Lois Hare Bernays Award last year. It's always an honor to be recognized for your association and community involvement. No one knew the importance of getting involved more than the late Lois Hare Bernays. A successful broker and an active civic volunteer, Lois always found time to serve both her community and profession. This year's finalists are Alan Smith with Allie Beth Allman and Amanda Rupley with Compass Real Estate. The winner of this year's Realtor of the Year Lois Hare Bernays Award is my good friend Alan Smith with Allie Beth Allman. Alan spoke with Romeo earlier about his involvement with our association and our industry, and also found out that he had won.
Alan, it's good to see you.
You too, Romeo.
Thanks for being here.
Glad to be here.
How did you first get involved with MetroTex?
A long time ago, Romeo. 1991, I became a realtor. After having stumbled around after college for a couple of years, I decided to get in the real estate business and joined the board at the time. And that's how I got involved with MetroTex.
You've served on the board of directors. I know you've been active in the association. What are some of the things that you've done in the association?
Currently, I'll be, for 2021 and 2022, I'll be serving my last term as a director for the board of directors. I have will be finishing up chairing the TRLP, or the Texas Realtor Leadership Program, the Academy and Alumni Committee here at MetroTex. Before that, I was involved in Class 22 of the leadership program, as we call us, Crew 22. That was a few years ago. Then I was involved with Realtors in Action just as a member. Then I was the vice chair and then chaired that. Good gosh, let's see here. Grievances, the grievance committee. those are all the things that come to my head right now. So, various things.
So tell me about the Lois Hare Bernays Realtor of the Year Award. What would it mean for you to receive that?
Oh, wow. When I was very honored just to be nominated for that. Went back through the application and, it gave me the opportunity to kind of reflect back on my involvement here at the association. So I would say it's kind of a crowning achievement to my involvement here, even though I've still got 2 more years being on the board and I'm not done, but it would be a really big honor to win this award.
I know from my experience at MetroTex that if you look at the people who have won that, it's a very prestigious list.
Yeah, I have to look back over the plaque or the award at the end and see all the names that came before me, but I know there are friends on that list that I've had the opportunity to go through the leadership program or be in a leadership role here at the association, and so I'm really honored to be a part of that.
What do you think you'd say if you received the award?
Oh my gosh, I feel like I'm on the Oscars now. I'm kind of simple on that. Just I'd say thank you for those that nominated me, that had the trust in me, the respect for me. I'm kind of at this moment, I'm very seldom speechless. I would be speechless, I think, and would say thank you.
Well, Alan, I'm glad that you got that out because I want to congratulate you on receiving the Lois Hare Bernays Realtor of the Year Award.
Really?
Congratulations.
Oh my gosh, that's I'm honored. Yeah, choked up. Actually, I'm choked up about it a little bit. It's been 30 years in this business, and I've given a lot of time, I feel like, to the association. Not as much as many of the people here, but it's been a great ride and an honor. Thank you.
Well, I know there's a lot of people watching, and on behalf of them, I'd like to say congratulations and thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Alan. Well deserved. And now, please welcome last year's winner, Brenda Cole of United Real Estate DFW Properties, to present the Broker Manager Executive Easterwood Cup Award.
Thank you. I'm flattered to have received this award last year. The Broker Manager Executive Easterwood Cup Award is presented to a broker, manager, or executive who's displayed outstanding service to the association. Each year's winners have demonstrated their willingness to share his or her time and knowledge with the real estate industry and within their own community. Texas businessman and philanthropist Colonel William E. Easterwood started this prestigious award in 1937. He served as Dallas's unofficial goodwill ambassador and did much to spotlight Dallas and Texas. This year's finalists are Kevin Caskey, Halo Group Realty, Bill Jordan, Longhorn Real Estate, Jeff Farnell, Coldwell Realty. I applaud all 3 of you for the countless hours you've committed to all 3 levels of the association and to the real estate industry. The winner of this year's Easterwood Cup Award is Jeff Farnell from Coldwell Realty. Jeff found out he won earlier as he talked with his old friend, Romeo Arrieta.
Jeff, how you doing?
Doing great, Romeo. It's
Good
great
to
to
see you. For those of you who are watching this at home, this is the first time I've seen Jeff in a while. We're good friends, and I'm really excited to have a chance to see Jeff and have this opportunity to ask him a few questions.
So glad you're back.
How did you first start at MetroTex?
When I became a broker, I saw that there was a trip going to Austin. And not being a Texas native, I had never been to the Texas Capitol, so I thought it was going to be a free bus ride to go down to the Texas Capitol for the day. And when I went on the bus ride, just happened to sit by a lady named Kay Weeks, and she said, well, why are you coming? And I said, well, I'm just here for the free trip. And she said, well, you obviously are interested in government, aren't you? And I said, yes. And she said, well, why don't you come to one of our Government Affairs Committee meetings? And so that was around probably 2008 or so. And I've been coming ever since.
Wow. Wow. If memory serves me correctly, you eventually became vice chairman and then chairman of that committee.
Love the whole advocacy role of things, and I know that's going to be Bill Jordan's kind of theme for the year is really strong on advocacy, and I'm real happy to be still a part of the board under Bill's leadership. What about advocacy are you so passionate about? I know as a realtor, you speak up on your client's behalf. Well, I saw firsthand in my own community how the relationships with elected officials, both on school board and city council, really helped when it came to going through the process with certain projects. And it just grew from there because those relationships led to relationships with people in the State House, and from there, obviously, I got connected at MetroTex through candidate interviews, and that was an integral part of the relationship building. And luckily, I got to learn under you. So, what does it mean to you to be nominated for this award? It's a huge honor. The Easterwood Cup is just, it's a coveted award, and I'm just so thankful and grateful to be nominated again this year. Jeff, what would your reaction be if you received this award? Just a huge honor, and knowing that all of the people that have won this award through MetroTex in the past, it would just be, I would be, so honored. Jeff, it's my pleasure to tell you, congratulations. You're the recipient. Well, thank you, Romeo. I had no idea when I came here, and this is a big surprise and a huge honor. I know speaking with Brenda Cole last year, and what a huge honor it was for her and for me to even be nominated last year. She is a great broker, and Robert DeLeon was also a part of that. And for me to even be mentioned in the same sentence as some of these brokers is just a huge honor. I'm very, very, very happy. It's a prestigious award. Yes, I'm shocked. Congratulations, Jeff. Now, normally we would take a dinner break right here. So in honor of that, I brought some snacks. I'm sorry there isn't enough for everybody. And I have no doubt that some of you ate your dessert first already. You know who you are. Next up, please welcome your 2021 MetroTex Association of Realtors Board of Directors to be installed for their roles in 2021. Franciana Campagna Real Estate Corp. Kristi Davis, Compass RE Texas. Ed Eakin, Eakin Group. Richard Fricks, Realty Firm Global. Nancy Garcia, Halo Group Realty. Ashley Gentry, RedBranch Realty. Danny Hardman, Blue Crown Properties. Jennifer Kuchai, Texas Title. Eloise Eriksson Martin, Dave Perry Miller Real Estate. Travis Lee Moore, Coldwell Banker Realty. Marion Napoleon, Unlimited Realty Solutions. Gary Nordling, The Residential Group. Tasha Penson, Keller Williams Realty Best Southwest. Adrainne Prince, Longhorn Real Estate. Alan Smith, Allie Beth Allman and Associates.
Sid Tom, Coldwell Banker Realty. Brenda Thompson, HomeSmart Stars. Jeff Arnell, Capel Realty. It has been assumed that by accepting your director positions for the MetroTex Association of Realtors, you are in full accord with the objectives of this board, as well as those of Texas Realtors. I charge you, therefore, to be thoughtful, resourceful, and constructive in your planning. I further charge you to carry out your executive duties as they are prescribed, that you conduct yourself in such a manner to reflect credit and honor to your office and to your profession. Please raise your right hand. I charge that your duties as they are directed by your bylaws be carried out in a professional and honorable manner. Do you so subscribe?
I do.
By the authority conferred upon me, I hereby proclaim each of you officially installed as directors of the MetroTex Association of Realtors. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2021 MetroTex directors. The board of directors does so much for MetroTex. I really appreciate their desire to serve. And now, please welcome your 2021 President-elect Taylor Walczyk of Coldwell Banker Realty and your 2021 Secretary-Treasurer Belinda Epps Realty. For several years now, your colleagues in the MetroTex Association of Realtors have followed you and seen you reach the pinnacle of your profession. In accepting your offices, you pledge yourselves to work for the welfare of the association. Do you solemnly swear and promise to administer the office to which you've been elected to the best of your ability and judgment in conformity with the MetroTex Association of Realtors bylaws? That you will observe and enforce the Code of Ethics of the National Association of Realtors? That in all of your acts, you'll be governed by the principles of honesty, justice, and fair play? Will you please raise your right hand? Please respond by saying, I do.
I do.
By virtue of the authority conferred upon me, I do hereby proclaim that each of you is duly installed into the office to which you were elected. Ladies and gentlemen, I present your officers for 2021. Your President-elect, Taylor Walczyk, Coldwell Banker Realty, and your Secretary, Belinda Epps Realty. Congratulations to each of you. Now please welcome to the screen your 2021 President Bill Jordan from Longhorn Real Estate and your 2020 President Terry Tremaine from Century 21, Mike Bowman.
Terry, the last year with you as our president certainly was not what you were expecting, but I applaud you for your service and your ability to pivot into a new normal. On behalf of the 23,000 members and real estate professionals at MetroTex, I would like to present you with your past president's pin and a gift of appreciation for your dedication to MetroTex. Hopefully this gift will provide you some rest and relaxation from the hard work and dedication you provided us in the past year.
I know that 2021 will be an exceptional year for MetroTex with Bill leading the way. So you can get to know Bill a little bit better. We sent a crew to his home in Kaufman this fall. Take a look.
We call this the Broken O Ranch. This was all originally my father-in-law and mother-in-law's homestead.
Well, I can't really imagine living anywhere else. And I know people have said to me, like, how did you live close to your parents? And I think, well, how do y'all not?
He was truly invested in this land and this ground. So that probably is some of my roots in real estate right there. I'm really motivated when I help people. They, have questions. And to me, that's the favorite part. Some people would probably say the favorite part's when you get a commission. Well, it's really not. It's a few years later when they call and say, well, I've got this cow, but, and my favorite thing to do is to help somebody buy a small place, but they've never lived in the country before, so they don't know some of the obstacles. And I'll start off with somebody going, hey, you know, I want to buy 5 acres and find a little house and have 10 or 20 cows, and so I have to go, well, time out. There's parts of that puzzle aren't going to work together, because on 5 acres, there's not enough grass growing to take care of that many cows. And of course they'll say, well, how many? I said, well, with 5 acres, I'd stop at 1 for sure.
And I think there are probably a lot of people who have to depend on an honest, truthful, clear answer to their questions, and be able to trust that. He's able to do that, and I hear him do that.
A place, a home, whether it's in town or out in the country or whatever, it's an emotional thing to people. And I've seen all sides of those emotions as I've sold real estate. So land is important, and I can promise you that my wife, you know, this is important to her, because this represents family. Thank you. So it truly is home.
It's hard to believe 2020 is almost over, and looking back, how much we have accomplished despite the pandemic, adjusting to remote work environments, and all the changes 2020 has presented. At this event last year, I told you my theme for 2020 was embracing change while we build our future together. The challenges we have faced this year wasn't the change I had in mind, and certainly not what I had hoped my year as president would look like. Over the past several months, I have looked at 2020 a little differently. While it's been unfortunate for some, I have started to take great pride in what we have accomplished, because I'm not sure we've ever had to change so much, so fast, and yet embraced it all together as an industry and an association. Our advocacy efforts in partnership with Texas Realtors to ensure that real estate remains an essential business in our great state. Our technology efforts to maintain the highest level of training support to keep MetroTex members on their path to success. Our volunteer committee members stepped up to the plate, embraced the word pivot, and took many of their events live with a streaming presentation. Together, we have created a new commercial data exchange and opened the doors for an entirely new membership base. In 2022, we will be moving into a phenomenal new association headquarters building. We will be utilizing our successes and continue a mixture of remote and in-class learning when we open our doors. When I decided to look at the year from that perspective, I have embraced that many of these changes are better in the long run for our industry and our association. And knowing that I played a key role in the level of positive change makes me proud to have been your president. Embracing change while building our future together, I think we did just that. And I'm really looking forward to the influence that Bill Jordan will deliver in 2021. Congratulations to all our award winners. I know how excited you must be, and I applaud each one of you. Thank you to my executive team, my board of directors, chairs and vice chairs and committee members. You stepped up to the plate and went beyond. And our fabulous staff, thank you so much. We couldn't have done it without you. Thank you all for your support. And here's to a great 2021. And now Romeo sits down with his longtime friend to hear his thoughts on taking over as president.
It is an honor to be here today interviewing my good friend, Bill Jordan. Bill, thank you so much for inviting me to do this. For those of you at home, I like to joke around that Bill and I grew up together in the Realtor Association. We've advocated lawmakers on behalf of realtors and homeowners and managed to learn something almost every day. Between committee meetings, we've had plenty of times to talk about real estate, politics, lawmaking, football, Tex-Mex, barbecue, all of the important things. I've learned a lot from Bill, and I'm proud to be a part of his journey into leadership. Bill, welcome.
Well, thank you.
It's good to see you.
It's good to have you out of the smoky land of California where you get some fresh air.
Oh my gosh, isn't that the truth? I think it's really neat that your granddaughters were able to do the Pledge of Allegiance. And it warmed my heart a little bit to see the Texas pledge. I can't tell you how many times I start a meeting over at Marion Realtors, and we do the Pledge of Allegiance, and everybody sits down, and I still want to say, honor the Texas flag. So let's talk MetroTex, Bill. How did you first get involved with MetroTex?
Well, I like to tell this story because you're the key player in it. I was at a hearing that involved a commission there in the MetroTex offices, and we finished up. And I went out there and noticed in the foyer there was a flag that George W. Bush had given the association, and I was standing there reading it. And you came up and said, and of course I'd put on a coat and tie so I'd look professional so I could present my case. And he said, "Are you here for the government affairs meeting?" And I said, "No, but I'd be interested in it because I've always been told don't mess with the realtors. They're too stout." I came from the newspaper business, so we knew to steer clear of the realtors because we didn't want them upset with us. And your invitation drew me into that meeting, and I can't tell you exactly what was discussed that day, but I found it interesting. And when somebody said, "We'll be meeting again the next month," I wandered back and kept coming. And that was really my introduction to the inside workings of MetroTex that very day.
Well, one thing I think that's funny about that story is that I do not remember that at all. However, that is absolutely 100% something that I would have done. I absolutely would have grabbed you and roped you into a meeting.
And at the time, I couldn't tell you who Romeo was. I didn't know if he was the kingpin or a bit player or whatever, but I took the invitation. If somebody's going to say, "You want to come in and listen," I'm glad to do it.
That just goes to show you the power of a personal invitation. Can you tell me what you got out of not only attending a meeting for Government Affairs Committee, but eventually leading those meetings, and what you hope to get out of it?
Well, I think the first thing that anybody has to learn when they step into that committee is that we are a purple organization. We don't pick sides. We're not Republicans. We're not Democrats, even though the reality is most of us are one of those things. But when we walk into anything and we have on our realtor pin, we're a member of the Purple Party. Mm-hmm. And that's a hard adjustment for some people to make, to say, I'm going to be nonpartisan. But our issues are nonpartisan. They're about property rights. They're about home ownership. You don't have to be a Democrat or Republican to need property rights, to be vested in your home ownership. And so I think it's hard for the public, and it's hard for members at first to realize we have to take that position, that this is not going to be solved or improved with partisan politics. It's going to be improved by people working together on good solutions.
I notice you're wearing the purple tie there, so I think that's fitting.
I always make sure, and I'm not a big tie person, you know that, right. But when I wear a tie, I try to make sure it has purple in it, so there's no misunderstanding he's a blue guy or a red guy.
So 2021 is shaping up to be a pretty eventful year. So you're working on the building, figuring out what's going on with COVID and how that affects the membership. What else do you have planned for the membership? I believe you had a theme for the year.
I do. You know, when I first got into real estate a long time ago, the first teacher I ever had said the most important thing in real estate is location, location, location. And that's still true today. So I've kind of stolen that and said, in 2021, the most important thing for the MetroTex Association of Realtors is that we work on influence, influence, influence. I'm afraid that in the pandemic, with our having to stay so far apart from everybody, that some of our influence has probably fallen by the wayside, and we've got to recognize that as a problem and retool and get back engaged with each other, with the people in our community especially that we want to influence and eventually turn into buyers and sellers. And we'll still have to be working on the critical issue of working with elected officials and government officials up and down the line. We've always had a good reputation with those people, but you know, even though you say absence makes the heart grow fonder, that's probably not necessarily true with government officials. As we've kind of vanished from the scene, we've probably lost some of our influence. So we're going to have to restore some of that.
So influence and relevance go hand in hand. How do you suppose realtors can stay relevant in 2021?
I think the main thing we need to do is make contact. You know, realtors call that touches. Anytime you make contact, whether it's sending a letter, sending a note, making a phone call, it counts the same, but nothing's better than personal interaction. And everybody being scared to get near each other has probably caused some of that to dissipate. So we're going to have to work a little harder on that. We're going to have to get in contact with people.
What do you look for inspiration? This is going to be a challenging year of leadership. So who inspires you? How do you get inspired?
Well, that's actually an easy question because you know my wife and you know the congenial nature she has. And anytime I feel a little down or discouraged, she lifts me up. She's the most inspiring person in my life and has been for years and years and years. She never meets anyone that she doesn't like. And by the way, you're one of her favorites. And you know, she was a school teacher for 33 years. And if anybody needs to know what kind of woman she is, all you have to do is go to the grocery store with her, because she is still to this day, even though she's retired, inundated with her ex-students coming up to her, wanting to hug her neck, wanting to talk at the grocery store and anywhere else she goes to. But especially now, she does all the grocery shopping, and every time she comes back, she says, you know, so-and-so came up and hugged my neck and said, how you doing, Miss Jordan? All those kids that she taught for 33 years still love her, because that's the kind of person she is. And so I don't have to look far for inspiration.
Bill, thank you so much for being here. Thanks for letting us into your home in Kaufman. Thanks for your service to MetroTex. Good luck in the next year. Thank you for being here. Bill, earlier tonight, you heard the promises your new officers pledged to uphold. As their president, your task takes on an even greater significance because you embody not only the qualities of your officers, but the spirit of your own office as well. Will you please raise your right hand? Do you solemnly and sincerely promise to administer the office of President of MetroTex Association of Realtors to the best of your ability and judgment, with conformity to the bylaws of the association? That you will observe and enforce the code of ethics of the realtor? That you will uphold and support Texas Realtors and the National Association of Realtors? please respond by saying, "I do."
I do.
By the virtue of the authority conferred upon me, I do hereby proclaim you to be duly installed as the President of the MetroTex Association of Realtors. And I would like to offer you 2 items that'll make your year go much better. You'll find them on the table right next to you. First is the President's Pin that you can proudly wear on behalf of the 23,000 real estate professionals. Second, you can't effectively run a board meeting without a gavel, so that is the official presidential gavel, and you now have authority to bang that as often as you like. Congratulations, 2021 will be a great year for MetroTex with you as a leader. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you your president for 2021, Mr. Bill Jordan.
First of all, Romeo, I want you to know how much I appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule and coming all the way to Dallas. It's hard to keep the ship afloat when you're not there. I know that, and I appreciate it very much. There's no one in the Realtor Association that means more to me as a friend than you, because you were patient at a time when I had lots of questions, and you were helpful as we worked together on a lot of projects. You never talked down to me. You always appreciated whatever little contribution I could make along the way, and it was a learning experience for me more than anybody else, and I incredibly appreciate it. The other person that I definitely want to thank again is my wife. Without her support, I couldn't take on a task like this. It involves time. It involves energy, and there's certainly a lot of disruption. But she's very supportive, and she and I are partners in this adventure, just like we're partners in most of the adventures we take on. So other than Romeo and my wife, I want to definitely thank Bill Head, Lisa Horde, all the people at MetroTex that have had a hand in this new adventure of a virtual installation. This is not the way we normally do things, but we've all learned to break out of normal in the last year. And taking on this adventure at first sounded pretty complicated, and then we watched others do this kind of thing and learned from their example, and the creative people we have at MetroTex have definitely enhanced it. So my prediction is this was going to go smooth. This is going to go well, and it'll be enjoyed by many people. There's just a few things I want to talk to the membership about as 2021 approaches. As you know, my theme for the year is influence, influence, influence. I'm dedicated to spending the year helping us restore influence in some areas and helping us restore influence in places that we have forgotten in the past. So in doing that, I want to talk about a few things that really enhance our influence. And the first one is trust. If the community and our clients and the patrons that we do business and engage with don't trust us, our influence is diminished. And I want to caution you on 3 things that we really need to focus on in the next year. We need to be prepared for aggressive oversight from the National Association of Realtors. It's not a bad thing that they're starting to talk about how do we police each other on social media. There's a lot of hate speech out there, and unfortunately some of that has come from realtors. And so our National Association is looking at how can we do better, because people are not going to trust us if we as an association, if we as a trade group misbehave with the help of social media. So be prepared to engage in a more professional way on social media. I want you to also remember one word when we talk about social media, and that is complicit. Sometimes it's damned if you do and damned if you don't. But when another realtor has bad behavior on social media, be careful how you react to that. Don't be complicit in any way. Sometimes not saying anything about what they've said can be just as complicit. So be very careful. I would encourage you to have a real close look at how you conduct yourself on social media, and especially how you react to things that you see there. The second thing that I want to talk to you about building trust is be sure you realize that now with the national elections over, the media is going to become more interested in what we do as professionals. Some of that could turn very negative. Some of it could be used in a very positive sense. If we use their new free time to help steer them to positive stories, that will be a good reflection of realtors throughout the community and the nation. So let's be mindful that they have a little more space on the air and in their prints than they used to. Third, I want us to be sure we increase our engagement in our communities. There's so many needs that can be filled right around the corner from you, whether it's from the Lions Club or your local church. Step into those roles and help the community achieve the goals they have. Let's talk about another thing that really enhances our influence. We need to be the ones in our community who proactively employ new technology. We don't need to be afraid of it. We need to engage in it. We also need to have a solid plan for how we're going to use it in our business. But technology can be our friend, and you'd be amazed at how much our community is looking to us to engage with the new tools that are available and show them to be productive elements of what the community can do to engage in itself. Finally, I want to encourage you to diversify your sources and resources. And the main one I want to emphasize is please stretch yourself out in what you're reading and hearing in the media. Bring all voices in. Hear what's being said at every level. Don't focus yourself on one channel, one newspaper, one magazine. Bring the whole picture into your thought process. And as we go forward in the next year, I'm going to ask you to increase involvement in the realtor culture. We need to be bringing other people into the realtor culture. New members, young members, all these people that we can depend on to be the leaders of the future. So let's be sure to lock our arms around them, if not physically, but mentally, and encourage them to be a part of our conversations. And when it comes to politics, Romeo, I want everybody to be encouraged to look locally. The process of reform in policy is what really needs to be important to realtors. Politics can be messy, but it's only messy when we're lazy. We need to roll up our sleeves and be involved at the local level to the very finest measure that's being discussed, and understand and be a part of the conversation about policy changes. We don't have to engage later when there's a fuss and a fight. Let's be the voice of reason in the policy discussions and take part at that level. I want to thank everyone who's had a part of this installation service. I look forward to being able to work with all of you over the next year. 23,000 members is a big footprint, and we're important to the Dallas-Fort Worth community that we serve. But let's stretch ourselves out and become not only more involved in that community, but be the leaders of that community. Thank you very much.
We want to say thank you to everyone who joined us tonight virtually from your TV room at the house, or on your office laptop, or at the public library's computers, trying to keep the volume low enough that the librarian wouldn't scold you. We're so glad you celebrated with us, and everybody at MetroTex looks forward to the day they can celebrate with you in person again. Have a wonderful rest of your day and a joyous holiday season.